Welcome to another episode of Outdoor Nation TV. In this episode, it sounds like a broken record, but we're back up in Kansas. This episode consists of me, Kristen, and Mason, and Rick heading up to Kansas, our favorite place to put a big buck on the ground.
Welcome to our show. We are one.
You know, a couple of years ago, Kristen and I were looking for a place to hunt, and we'd had a place for multiple years, but we wanted to get it to a different part of Kansas. And we lucked into a place that was on the far northeast side of Kansas, 6 hours away from the house, but was set up just perfectly. You know, it was going to be in corn and soybeans, and it had pinch points and funnels. It had ridges, bedding area, everything that you could want. And so we were excited and we were pumped to head up there for Mason's opening youth rifle in Kansas. Got to our property. Little did you know, it was a great year for soybeans because those things were about 4 or 5 feet tall. So to get all three of us hunting together, we had to use a blind, and that blind was not tall enough. So plan B is we found some walk-in property just down the road, and so we're headed to set up a blind so Mason can hunt opening morning of youth rifle season. After a few mornings there and a few evenings, we had deer, and we felt like we were in the right spot, but it just didn't happen. Knowing that Mason could come back with his youth rifle tag in regular rifle season in December put high hopes for both of us. We knew the crops would be out on our place, And so it was going to be a long 2.5 month wait for Mason.
Come on down to the Catfish Corner and get your own self a catfish.
If I could have another afternoon with my grandmother, I would be so blessed.
I'm very proud to be a Potawatomi. I always have been. That's the way I was taught.
If you keep that history alive, you keep the people alive.
The more that I learn about the Potawatomi culture, the more I see how it is still a part of my family and how those people, that is what my mom was. The things that she pursued, the things important to her, the things that she passed on to me.
The fight. You're a member of the tribe. You're part of the family. So that's real important.
Wonderful memories down here on this land, in this area.
How friendly the people are.
Really?
That's fake news.
Find your elders and get all the information, no matter how busy you are.
I just want to say I am very proud of my family here.
You know, it's been said if you're not reaching back to help someone, you're not building your legacy.
Rainmaker's legacy began with our grandfather, then our father, who taught us success is more than just making money. It's about the relationships and making a difference.
We hope that when we give back to our community, we impact people's lives, improve their future, and our values are passed down to our children. Hopefully, we inspire other people to invest in our community.
Randy's Tire and Alignment has a loyal customer base built on trust, talent, and time. We love what we do, and your trust fuels our business. Our talented auto repair professionals bring years of experience, skill, and education. We take the time to listen to you and understand your needs or goals for your vehicle. Randy's Tire and Alignment, where we treat you like family.
Welcome to Shawnee Feed Center. You want muck boots? We got them. You want Carhartt gear? We got them.
Vet supplies?
We got that too. We've got livestock feed that's made here locally since 1906. Dog food, pet food? We got that too. We got tons of it, literally. Seed and fertilizer? We got that too. We have cone seeders. We have discs. We have rototillers. So come and see us here at Shawnee Feed Center. We have everything that you need.
September the 18th. Jared and I are here in Kansas. We are on a new property, new lease. The farmers just cut the corn finally. So we are set up on a fresh cut cornfield back in a cove here that's cool. Food on the ground, water nearby, right by their bed. So got my muzzle loader. Hoping to get it done tonight. Our first time tonight here in Kansas.
Eager to get in the blind and see what we could put on the ground because we had some big bucks starting to show up.
Second evening here in Kansas. We've got the same plan as yesterday evening. We're in the same blind. Jared's behind the camera. I've got my muzzle loader. One last thing, I want to give a big shout out to Rick Gage. Today's his birthday. Happy birthday, Rick, from Jared and I.
have the right deer movement. We were on a cut cornfield, back up into what we call the teardrop field. But all in all, last day, here comes a 3-year-old buck, nice pretty 8-point, and Kristen elected to pass. And so when we come back up here in late October or early November, I get to be behind the bow until rifle season starts. Next trip we made up there was first part of November, and my God, I'd never seen so many big bucks on trail camera in daylight in my life. And we knew that it was just a matter of time before one of those big bucks walked by us.
Good morning and happy Veterans Day from the hardwoods in Kansas. Feels good to get back in a tree stand. I've hunted blinds for the past couple years, but we found a rub line and some big scrapes all the way down through here right in front of us. We checked cameras yesterday and there was a big 8-point and a buck we call rib cage. It's real thick and tight quarters in here. Should be a good week.
Well, that week was eventful with a couple of encounters, still getting the big bucks on trail cameras, just kind of at night. They probably figured us out. They knew we were in the area. The place didn't have as good as access as I wanted to. And so we knew, you know, probably gonna go home and regroup and come back for the first week of rifle season, the first week of December. I'm gonna be behind the camera filming Mason, and Kristen, she's gonna get a little taste of self-filming up on the top bean field.
Fire Lake gives back to the South Rock Creek Turkey Dinner through generous donation of resources.
Fire Lake Foods gives back by donating enough food to feed 250 people every week.
Fire Lake Discount Foods, your community grocer, making a difference.
I've made a very good living playing guitar and writing songs, and that's my job, and I love it. I consider myself very fortunate. You can be from a very, very small town like this and reach for a star and get it. I'm old enough to know better, but I'm still too young to care.
I came because I had a ill-fitting partial. I was extremely ashamed of my appearance and my smile. My first visit, I came in tears, and I was reassured by Dr. Hall about how everything was going to be okay. They was going to be able to help me. We followed that treatment plan around my budget. It is worth $1 million to me. I just feel beautiful.
Visit our website, implantsurgerycenter.com, to get your smile transformation started today.
Come over here to the Extreme Animals. There's many more animals. It only costs you $5 for all day. That morning we got in the blind, you know, I don't think we even had to set an alarm clock to get up. It was just high anticipation. The bucks were showing up even more in daylight, and the bigger ones were coming out consistently.
I haven't self-filmed in a while. I know I can do it. I'm confident. But it's just trying to get everything set up when you haven't done it in a while. You know, you miss Jared, your cameraman, when you're hunting, when you're trying to do all this by yourself. But he's with Mason. I'm in the top over a cut bean field. Mason's in the bottom over a cut cornfield.
Well, it's December 2nd. It's our first day here in Kansas. We got here yesterday, and we came here and started setting up a couple blinds, and we went and freshened our corn piles.
Me and Mason was sitting in the blind and we heard a shot go off. It sounded really close in Kristen's direction, and we thought, oh my God, she got him. She got a big one. She had the big one in her sights, about 70, 80 yards, but just couldn't put it all together. She got a little taste of self-filming. With her moving inside the blind, it had the deer kind of uneasy, and they knew something was not right. They scurried kind of to the top of the ridge. The big buck followed, and Kristen was trying to get him to stop, but he had those ladies on his mind, and over the ridge he goes. She was so disappointed. I could hear it in her voice. She was pretty much upset to the point where she was raging mad. You know, I guess that one probably is my fault because I preach about getting everything that we do on camera, and I think that camera saved that buck's life that morning. You know, anybody else probably would have shot it. I've heard from a few people that tell her she's insane, that they would just had an out of focus deer being shot.
I don't think that I scared them to where they smelled me or they seen me. I just think they knew something wasn't right, the does. And he just took off chasing those does because the does took off. So I'm hoping I haven't screwed this up for me up here with him, but maybe he'll go down there to Mason, or I can get another day, another chance at him.
Most people have their sights set on a particular buck or bucks that they want to shoot. Well, Mason's target buck was one of those big bucks we've been getting on camera.
We've only got a couple days left, and if one of the target bucks don't walk out, the other ones are going to be in trouble.
So sitting there as the week went on, I knew his anticipation was still high, but his expectation was going lower and lower and lower. He decided the last day we were there that he was going to take a buck called Split Brow Tine. Last day, as it always happens, Split Brow does not show. So Mason goes home empty-handed. But we talked about it, and he learned a lesson. Is if you're going to go home with a big buck and a big buck only, sometimes you go home empty-handed. I know we've all experienced that, and it won't be the last time that he experiences it.
I mean, some of these fish we catch are, 60, 70, 80 pounds, and people don't realize it till you see them right next to you how big they actually are.
Fire Lake gives back to the South Rock Creek Turkey Dinner through generous donation of resources.
Fire Lake Foods gives back by donating enough food to feed 250 people every week.
Fire Lake Discount Foods, your community grocer, making a difference.
It's been said, if you're not reaching back to help someone, you're not building your legacy.
Rainmaker's legacy began with our grandfather, then our father, who taught us success is more than just making money. It's about the relationships and making a difference.
We hope that when we give back to our community, we impact people's lives, improve their future, and our values are passed down to our children. Hopefully, we inspire other people to invest in our community.
I've made a very good living playing guitar and writing songs, and that's my job, and I love it. I consider myself very fortunate. You can be from a very, very small town like this and reach for a star and get it.
I'm old enough to know better, but I'm still too young to care.
We all have a story to tell. You're not telling the story to us. You're not telling the story to your family. You're telling the story that your great-great-grandchildren will have the opportunity to see and listen to you.
Serve others, and you'll get that reward you're looking for.
Look at all these boys and girls. All we are doing here at One Nation Expo is preaching the outdoors. One Nation Fire Lake.
So with all these encounters, all these trail camera pics and videos, we thought we'd finish this episode with a bang. Rick Gage, we can always count on you, buddy, to put one down in Kansas.
Is this one of the ones where you fast forward it? Yeah. Fast forward?
Yeah. It's our first day in Kansas, 2019. It's November the 5th. We just rolled in today. It's going to be a great week.
It's going to be a fun week. We're here for a week. We're getting some big pictures on camera in the daylight too. I'm set up on a farm here, and it's got a creek bottom. Funnels it all down to where I'm at right here.
by all my gear, my warm gear. The front has hit. It's about 30 degrees with a 20-25 mile an hour north wind. So I'm not complaining because this is just what the doctor ordered. We needed some cold weather. It was pretty warm here. Dad he didn't hunt this morning because the wind was blowing, howling pretty good. So he drove around and he saw a big one come over this ridge right here and drop into this valley. So I'm hoping he swings back through here. It's November the 8th, one of my most favorite days to hunt in the year. I'm back over here at the old Triangles of Death. But no death has occurred yet, so hopefully today we'll get something going. Really nice, tall 8-point. He's younger than I thought. He's probably 3 years old, and I thought he was older than that. But you know what? That's just going to happen sometimes in the heat of the hunt. But I am just tickled to death to get this tall 8-point on the ground with my bow here in Kansas with my buddy Dave and Dad and Marty and Barrett. We're having a really good time. We still got 4 tags to fill, and just tickled to death to have this buck on the ground.
Well, that's it for this episode of Outdoor Nation TV. We appreciate you for watching, and as always, we're going to go to Kansas year after year. We'll see you next week as we head north to Canada with Marty moose hunting with a bow.